Unai Emery needs 4 transfer windows to make mark, but things will get worse before they get better for Arsenal. Empires are not built in a day, and Arsenal will need to give new manager Unai Emery 3 or 4 transfer windows to make his mark. And after their lukewarm display as they lost to champions Manchester City, I fear he's got an even bigger job on his hands than we first thought. Like a lot of people, I was looking forward to my first glimpse of Emery's Arsenal, and seeing the way they play, after 22 years of Arsene Wenger's model. But I have to say they looked short of pace and, without wanting to sound like a scratched record, short of a driving force in midfield in the mold of Patrick Vieira. It says a lot for the players around him that 19-year-old Matteo Guendouzi's bravery on the ball stood out on his debut. And if you're going to pass the ball out from the back, you don't want your goalkeeper doing too much of the work. Petr Cech has had a fabulous career, but he had 56 touches of the ball against City, more than any keeper in the first round of Premier League games. Arsenal fans became so tired of the ball being funneled back to him that they cheered ironically when Cech finally launched it upfield. In fairness, I would add that Cech played very well, and without his saves it could have been 4 or 5. Just as Pep Guardiola needed a year to bed in at City, before his team plundered 100 points in record-breaking style last season, Arsenal will need to be patient with Emery. For his philosophy to take root, and his winning mentality to take effect, he needs time. 3 or 4 windows minimum. And if that means another season finishing outside the top 4, while he molds a team in his own image, then so be it. Following Wenger in the hot seat at the Emirates was always going to be like following Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United, a huge task. David Moyes was given the 6-year contract at Old Trafford as Fergie's successor, but United cut him short after less than 1 season. The difference is that Moyes took over a title-winning side, where Emery has taken charge of a team in decline under a manager in denial. I hope Emery is given longer to implement his ideas, and after just 1 game he will be well aware he faces big challenges both in terms of creativity and as a defensive unit. I know he places a big emphasis on defensive drills and clean sheets as a basis for his teams to thrive, so it was surprising Arsenal's defending for both City goals last Sunday was poor. But if you are going to appoint a manager with Emery's track record and reputation, there is no point in expecting a quick fix. There is no point in hiring top-quality coaching knowledge if you are not going to give him top-quality backing in the boardroom. Although direct comparisons with United in the post-Fergie era are not entirely relevant, it's worth pointing out they have not won the title since Sir Alex retired. For me, some of Arsenal's summer signings have the look of temporary measures, like Stefan Lichtsteiner, who has a good pedigree but he's 34 years old. And just as I was not convinced by Socrates Papastathopoulos when I saw him play for Dortmund, I'm not convinced by him yet. It's also a big concern if Emery wants his players to turn an extra 3 pounds of body fat into muscle and run further in games, as has been reported. On the one hand, you would think they should have been busting a gut to impress a new manager in the summer. But on the other, it's another sign that Emery is keen to introduce a high-tempo, high-energy pressing style, like Guardiola at City and Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. After the division and acrimony of Wenger's long goodbye, I just hope Emery gets the time he deserves to put his ideas into action. But I fear things are going to get worse before they get better at the Emirates.